natural.
I love your natural hair. It fits you. It's beautiful,
Does it?
girl. Stop it. Yes. First time I seen it, I told you that. It's gorgeous.
I think you did, yes.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, what's up, Shannon? How you doing? Hey,
I'm
Miss
excited.
Rosy, thank you so much for jumping on the last minute.
You're welcome.
Our guest couldn't figure it out, so I don't think it's necessarily their fault. I think there was probably a software issue, I'm sure.
It's a full moon tonight also. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
I gotta open my...
You can blame it on that.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a 5-gallon bucket of ready-to-go holy tar water, which I pull the lid off tonight and let it do into the moon.
You could even call it blue moon tar water because it's a blue moon.
I know.
Hey, blue moon's my beer too, so I love it.
Is it?
I'm such a girl.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, so last night, me and Walter went out to the woods, in search of our hairy friend out there. And we left the recorder out there. We went to actually a couple of locations, and we were so far out in the damn woods that we actually lost signal on our GPS. It was just black. It was just like a black grid.
Was it dark?
Yeah, it was dark. Yeah.
Were you lost? Did you get lost?
No, we didn't
always
get lost.
lost.
Yeah, I'm always lost out there, but that's the best time to go out there when you're lost. And we left the recorder at one of their locations. Walter went back to go pick it up, and on his way in, he found a hog that was dead. And the thing about this hog in particular is that it had its head ripped off.
Show her the pictures.
No, I'm not showing the pictures yet.
Okay.
I'll show it to them off the air. I'm not going to publicize it right now.
Fair enough. I apologize. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, thanks for spoiling that for me.
I was going to share this in a bunch of groups too.
So, Joe, do your thing.
Yeah. So
What
I'm
is your
Joe
thing?
Hoyos. I'm the host of Beyond the Woodline.
I meant share.
Share. Oh, you should be able to share.
Okay.
I'm going to share.
I'm on my page, the podcast page, and the fan page.
Okay,
so
just making sure. Yeah, let's get this out.
Miss Jessica says hello.
You're so pretty.
Well, she doesn't say hello. Yeah, I like your hair.
Hey, girl.
Thank you. Were you talking to me?
Yes.
Or Jessica? Okay, thank you.
Oh, both.
I was like, I don't know, Jessica. I don't know what her hair looks like. Jessica? Hi. Hi, Jessica Lopez. I was going to let y'all up real quick and share you guys.
Everybody knows my co-host, Shannon Rodriguez. Wow, where did I get Rodriguez from?
You know, we should call her Quicksilver because she's like, she's like real quick, like Quicksilver, like you don't see her because she's so busy.
I know.
You know what? I know exactly where I got that name from. I'll tell you that story later.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What is it?
Air my dirty laundry on the air.
Quicksilver?
No, the last name I just called you.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
Rowdy Shannon.
Yeah.
Rowdy Shannon.
And then we have our special guest host who jumped on last second to join us, Miss Rosy Page. How you doing, Miss Rosy?
Good, thank you. Busy day today.
Yeah. How's your son?
He's good. He has strep throat. He has ear infections, so he's gonna have to stay home tomorrow. For sure, because he had a really bad fever. Like you could tell his legs were warm and his stomach was warm and his head was warm. And I was like, we are taking this kid to the emergency room. I don't care if anybody wants to or not. That's where he's going because he's got to be seen right now. Yeah. So
another busy mama in the field, tackling work, tackling everything. I respect you. Like I just got to spend time with her last weekend and it was great. We even shared a hotel room. I'm like, I'll let you know, sometimes after investigations, I am wired. I may not go to bed right away.
And I was the opposite. So we were like the yin and the yang. And I was like, we don't sleep in the same bed together, dude. So I'm going to sleep through whatever you do. If you jump on the bed, I'll probably sleep through it.
I went to sleep pretty good, though, because I was tired.
I was so tired, I didn't even care. I wouldn't notice.
But what a weekend did that turn out to be. That weekend turned out to be, like, amazing.
That's a lot of Bigfoots. Lupe.
That's a lot of Bigfoots.
Yeah.
Anything y'all guys could talk about or would like to talk about your amazing weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, we went to a temple that was magnanimous in size and crazy energies of different kinds, very good, like strong energies and so many mysteries. Like you just couldn't. Like you have to go back. We have to go back multiple times because there's so much mystery there.
And that's where the Paracon's going to be at. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah.
There was one point where I told her and Steve, and I was like, because I'm seeing 2 male figures, 1 male figure, and 1 pacing back and forth behind the flags and the back chairs.
That's
and I'm
the
like,
one that I was following, and y'all were like, "Come over here, come over here."
I know. But I
like,
felt, without giving out too much of the location, I was like, it's not a scary thing, but out of respect, we've spent too much time at this little point, and we need to get out, or I'm getting out.
Out of that room, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because I was like, okay, so what we're gonna do is, okay, y'all don't have to, but I'm gonna follow what I said to them because I made a thing.
I had to look at all the little trinkets and the little old stuff that was there from like I don't know how long ago, just like old antique things.
I know
that were there. I was like, oh, what is this? Oh, it stinks.
And that one special spot, I was like, I think we've got to go now. You can't reveal anything because you got to be there to see it because it was insane.
It was by the Holy Grail thing, right?
In the Red Room.
Yeah. You know what's weird? I didn't see anybody pacing back and forth.
Oh, I did.
One. But you know what I was doing when y'all didn't see me? I was pacing back and forth.
I'm about to tell you because I saw 2 right here and 1 there, a guy. They were just standing there like that look on their face. And I'm like, I'll talk to him. Like, I'll totally talk to him.
Yeah, I was like walking. And I was like, I don't know why I'm walking, but somebody's telling me to walk back and forth, so I'm doing it.
Dude, like, here we go. There were so many people I was supposed to share this out to. My mind went blank. Like, that is so crazy.
Yeah,
so if anyone hasn't came there and they're going to be available that day, anyone watching or Joe or whoever watches this later, you should definitely, and we're not just saying this, you should definitely go to the Masonic Temple in Salina, Kansas on 24th and 25th of September because I think it's probably the most interesting building I've ever been in.
Amen. You don't know. Like, you're just climbing and going, and you're like, I don't know where I'm at. I do not know where I'm at. You can't.
It's like in a jungle gym for adults.
Paranormal adults.
paranormal jungle gym for adults.
Yep. And the theater is so massive, and this building has so many different scents to it. It's got shadow figures. It's got a lot going on. I don't want to let too much out yet. I want people to experience it for the first time because I was like, ooh, it was great. Joe's coming though. Joe's going to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. We got 2 booths. I've got my booth and then we have the Beyond the Woodline booth. And so there's going to be 2 different ones. And I asked them if we could put us together so that way it's like cardio running back and forth.
I'm just throwing this in all the group chats real quick so everybody knows that we're on here. So
right, good.
Yeah. Oh, good.
That's what I usually have Jason to talk first for. If he
when he does.
I'm like, hey, you want to go ahead and talk, Jason. I'm going to share this everywhere. While you talk or ask questions, I'm going to share everywhere.
Oh, we should share. And I'm about to drop I took some time off. I'm about to drop my first event. I'm just waiting for the graphics to come back. And by the way, Rosie, I want you on one of my events. I'm going to start booking them. They're going to start lining up. So I want Stephen and Crystal I wanted them to do it, and they did too. But I needed to do something in October close to Halloween, but not butted up to it. And it was their work week. So I said, don't worry, we're going to have way more opportunities because I adore them so much. But I'm not going to tell you yet who's going to be there.
It's not on Halloween Day, though, right?
No, the 16th. Okay. The 16th of October. Okay.
Good. Because on Halloween Day, I have kids to take trick-or-treating, so.
I know, right? I'm actually going to be volunteering in Ballinger to be a scare at their event, their haunted hotel event there. But yeah, the location is awesome. Just went there, and the people the lineup is really cool. So, and I'm ready to start spitting some stuff out. I'm ready to come back, and my break's over.
Write that day down so I can double check and make sure that I'm not doing anything. That you said 16th.
Of October.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm writing that down too.
Yeah, you need to.
I don't know if I have drills that weekend. Hopefully, I don't. I'll check.
And I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after the show what's going on. I just don't want to. I don't like to drop too much until I drop it. Build that suspense up because, ooh, it was intense. Let's see.
Speaking of intense, yeah, there was some intense moments at the temple that everybody needs to come and they need to join in on that intensity.
Yeah, there was the red room. That was the red room for me.
Yeah,
it's like,
well, it was that back corner too. Like, I'm not going to give too much away about that, but that little secret area in the back corner, yeah. So you're not supposed to go in. I was just like, I need to go in there. I need to go. I need to go now.
Yeah, you were totally zoned out. The Texans won. Lupe.
Yeah. Hey, so what's the history with the temple?
Huh?
What is the history with the temple?
It was a Masonic temple. It was built first in 1921, wasn't it? And it collapsed, and they rebuilt it.
Someone from Oklahoma, where I'm from, by the way. So I'm going to throw myself under the bus. Go ahead. Then it collapsed. I just want everybody to know.
And they built it very interestingly, it's all a big mystery. The whole thing is a mystery. You have to be there. Like, I don't want to give away too much because it'll take away from the experience once you get there. Mm-hmm. It's just mind-blowing. I was like, wow, this is where I get the first place to go back to after taking a break. I was super excited. I was like, this is cool.
Too, yeah. Yeah. Well, really, we hadn't been in anywhere since we did Waverly, and then we did one other place since Waverly, and that was months ago. So yeah, this was the first place that we've been to.
Sometimes you just got to stop and take a pause for the cause, but
yeah.
Okay, I can't share.
And not even just that. Sometimes you got to. My family had COVID.
Yeah.
My family members had coronavirus, and now 2 more of my family members are in the hospital with coronavirus. So that's another reason I had to kind of,
My cousin's been in ICU for months, and they thought he was well enough to go to Kindred Hospital, to rehabilitation hospital for a little bit because he was not too sick to go home, but not sick enough for ICU. They put him in like 2 days ago. His lungs collapsed, and he's on a ventilator. So it's like, yeah. So I didn't really, So we got a lot of spiritual people on here. Yeah.
Yeah. Prayers for my aunt and my uncle.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. They both have it.
Yeah. It's a bad situation, man. It's just everyone knows someone affected by it, so.
I just wish they would make a big truck that could just spray everybody down and hose us all off, and it would go
like the damn mosquitoes.
There you go, right?
Or just just some kind of hose, like a fire hydrant, or not hydrant, but you know what I'm talking about.
You're healed.
Yeah, or like a blowtorch, but not a blowtorch. Like, you're all healed. Your skin's not going to fall off, and you're not going to die tomorrow. Lupe said, I got the Chinese flu.
Yeah, he's something else.
What is the Chinese flu? Is she being serious or joking?
No, Lupe's a guy. He's joking.
Sorry. Sorry, in Spanish class, the Lupe that we had in my class was a girl. So
it goes both ways.
Yeah, I think that name could be a unisex name.
It's like Shannon. Shannon could be a girl or a guy.
Actually, dude, that was my name, Guadalupe. My name in Spanish class was Guadalupe. Yeah.
It wasn't Rosa?
No.
It should have been Rosa.
No. And there was an Esperanza that sat next to me, and I was very jealous because I wanted my name to be Esperanza. It just sounded way cooler. Yeah. Nope.
So when you go on investigations, what are you like prone? What equipment do you use, if you use any? And I mean, what do you like on a typical investigation? What do you rely on for yourself? Because everybody's different. Everyone is so different on what they investigate with. I mean, do you rely on any equipment or just a little bit? Your crystals, your gifts? I mean, How do you investigate?
Usually, the day before we go on an investigation, I don't make contact with hardly any people, like very minimal physical contact or even social energetic contact with people. I guess it's like be like energetic fasting. Like I just
Mhm.
don't talk to hardly anybody. I don't and spend any energy until we're going there. And by not doing that, I have found that that actually helps me pick stuff up before I even get there. Like on the way there,
Mhm.
I pick stuff up when I don't have any contact with hardly anybody before I go there. When we get there, we do have a small arsenal, a really small arsenal of equipment because we did have an equipment guy and he's not with us anymore and he has all the equipment. So we have just a spirit box and we have an EMF detector. We have some cat balls. Um, we even use other things like bells or a stack of quarters. I have a little music box.
But see, I get that. I understand that because I had a tech guy for a while and he's no longer with us. We're still friends, but he had everything. So I had to start going out and buying
Yeah,
stuff because
and
I
it's
don't
super
rely.
expensive.
Yeah, and I don't use it so much. But it
Mm-hmm.
was cool because the dynamic was cool for a while because I would do my thing and he was backup support. And then, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it works
Mm-hmm.
out really good. So I've been building everything back up. I mean, I had stuff, but I'm trying to build better and
Yeah.
more, especially doing events and he was always on events and, it's just like, so everything was always there. So now to do events, you want these people. Okay. The cool
Yeah.
thing about doing events. Okay. So to put it like layman's terms, like I have a lot of paranormal investigators that'll book with me because they don't want to spend $1,000 to go to a place for the night. They'd rather
Mm-hmm.
spend 50 to 100 to get in there and be around
Mm-hmm.
other skilled investigators. You know what I mean? But a lot of
Yeah.
time we have newbies and everything like that. I call them newbies, bless it, because everybody starts somewhere. But like my mom. My mom's been like 7 or 8 investigations. Like, what are we doing next? I was like, Mom, you are done this enough. You know what to do. It's like I don't have to entertain you.
That's
But
funny.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. You're like,
it's
I'm
really
not the mom. You're the mom.
I
Okay.
know. Well, y'all, is your break over? Because I'm ready to go. And I'm like, you have done this. When we're at Old Park, it's a little different then. I'm like, you've done this enough. Go do it. But I want to have enough of everything because you do. It's like when you're doing, especially for new people that aren't that experienced, they are paying for, they want to, it's like, it's always tell them, I want you to have an experience as if like the people you see on
Yeah.
TV. It's a real full, it's not a tour.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's a tour between really quick, but it's not a tour. You're going to have a real investigation. And I always try to have at least one psychic medium on hand, and 1 or 2 like known people in the field that are, or not even so much known, but really skilled investigators.
Do you have like a specific go-to couple of people that are your mediums, or do you like just say, "Hey, who out of the people that's paying to go is a psychic medium?" Like, how do you do that?
I know I'm very open. I actually have had Phoenix Jansen come on many a times.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll steal this one. She will be on the one in October. And I'm very close. I know I do too. I'm very close. She's very dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
There's some, and when I go to Montana, I have Monique England and Stephanie Cox. They are local to Montana when I do the Dumas Brothel and the Couch Patch up there. Amazing women. They're not so much into the social media realm like we are because that's what they do. They're local. But I met them there and they helped me out with my last investigation.
Yeah.
They're very gifted. So it's just more like, it's not just, oh, you're a medium. Come on. I like to have that,
Yeah, I like to have like a close friend that you usually take with you all the time, like someone like Phoenix, like kind of like if she would just go every place that you went. Or it's kind of cool that you have local people though, because they're going to be more tapped into that area, and I feel like more grounded in that soil. You know what I mean? I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
That's why I'm always saying it's like I don't want to know people. I want to build rapport with people. I want to have good relationships with people so that we can work together for the greater good and not for the drama side of everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, help us. It's like, when you have people come in, they want to have those experiences, but what better when you can have a good dynamic of people, the tech side, the empathic side, the psychic side, and everything, and you correlate and you work together.
And even a skeptical person that doesn't even think that anything's going to happen, like they're like, this is a bunch of BS, but my wife dragged me along, so Make me a believer.
But sometimes, and it's okay. I know you've been on them. Skeptics are very important.
Yes, they are.
But there's some, just by doing events, that have never done it before, that have not the best attitudes, but they're not bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And it can make an investigation go, because the spirits don't want to mess with them. The spirits are like, I'm stepping back, and when you deal with that, I mean, just from doing events, I've learned that it's not anything that they're bad people. They're new to it. But spirit sometimes really is like, I don't like your energy, and they back up. They back up. They're like, player, I'm on the sideline.
I don't even like hearing from those people, because those people, I don't know if it's because their words make my throat sore, and it almost like starts to get sick and swollen because of the throat chakra, I think, starts to like close up or whatever when I'm around those people. And we've had people on multiple different investigations that they weren't like that on our investigations, but they were like that if anyone else was investigating or posting anything. They were like that to those people, and it just wasn't good.
Can I tell you one of the most important psychic mediums, though?
Yeah.
Beth Allen.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I've gotten so used to her going, I'm not a psychic medium, and she finally busted it out. But Beth, and Phoenix, I mean, they're both amazing. But I want to give Beth a spotlight for a second, because if you haven't been on location with her in an intense moment, like, it's crazy. And now that she's more like these last couple of months, like, okay, this is who I am, she's exploded. If most of the people are crying, she's like, I don't want to make people cry, but she's so intense on what she does.
I need to be more like that, but I'm like trying to come out of my shell.
Well, that's your growth pattern, though. You'll come out when it's time for you. You need to have your experiences and have your, it'll happen when you're ready to. And don't let nothing force that. But I already know that you are very gifted by the things that happened when we were doing what we did outside of the Red Room. Like, I knew right away that you are very, very special. So on your own terms, sweetheart, on your own comfort level. So it's all a journey.
Yes, it is. And I feel like I'll put my foot out there in the water, and then bam, something bad will happen that'll make me take a step back. And I'm like, when do I need to get to that point where I don't do that, where I'm like, blank you, person that has ill intentions, go away and shield them and just go on with my path.
Boundaries. Yes. You got to realize
I just actually started doing that. Like, I never did before.
I tattooed it on my foot. Boundaries.
Did you? So you won't forget.
No, because I used to let people walk all over me and stuff, but I made a big change on that one. But I mean, there's crazy people everywhere. You just gotta just choose to understand that that's their journey. They're not, people behave the way they do for a reason. Yeah. And that's outside of our realm of understanding. It's their experiences. Yeah. So all we can do, we can't change what's going on, but we can change how we respond to it. So we can just back up and go away and stay true to ourselves and not let us affect us, because what's going on with them doesn't affect us. Even if they come after us, you can choose to block it and say, I wish you well, bye. I'm not entertaining that.
That's what I've actually had to do lately. I have actually never in my life done this, but I've deleted about 100 people off my Facebook. I've told friends of mine to go blank themselves. I'm not their friend anymore, because they are just so, and I don't mean to sound like bad when I say this, because someone was griping saying there's no negative energy, there is only truth. But there is negative energy. Someone could take truth or good energy and they could be. Yeah. Anything that's forced on you is not good. Anyone that forces something on someone else, I don't like that. Hi.
Right.
Go. Give me a moment.
We can have the same haircut, yeah. But I don't like forced upon beliefs, forced upon control, forced upon anything. And I know that sometimes we have to have criminal justice systems and we have to have, laws and rules. But I don't feel like if you're just somewhere working with somebody that they have the right to force something on you.
Yeah. I agree with that. Let me ask you this. We kind of touched on it a while ago. Do you feel, I don't know if we want to say stronger or more in tune with any particular place or site that you've investigated?
Yeah, there's a cemetery. Actually, somebody asked that yesterday, and I told them a cemetery where my dad is buried. And I think it's because it's a very old cemetery, and like half of that cemetery literally is my family members and my ancestors. And I
Okay.
feel like I have a strong connection to that place when I walk on that ground. Like nothing can ever harm me, and they know that I'm there almost.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense too.
yeah. And it gives me a reason to actually research those people that passed away before I was even born. I didn't
Right.
ever get to know them, so I can find out who they were.
Hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Lupe. Are these Texan natives?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's just south of Houston. Lupe is.
Yeah. Where's my
Yeah.
friend Adam at? Adam needs to be on here. He's going to the Fear Fest and he's from Texas.
Yeah. Hey Shannon, I asked Rosie a while ago. I wanted to ask you too. Is there any particular location that you feel I don't know, like I guess she said it perfectly, like a stronger connection with?
For one, Old Park Hotel. For two, Dumas Brothel. There's a third one because it's telling me to say it, and I don't know what it is, but it's telling me Brothel. Damn you! I'm getting a damn you. That's
Ding, ding,
weird.
ding, ding, ding.
No, I'm getting a damn you. I'm sorry. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna stick to that Old Park Hotel. I mean, there's tons of them everywhere, but Old Park Hotel and Dumas Brothel are really, really important to me. They spoke to me. Like, I mean, definitely.
Okay.
We all have our places. What's yours?
Joe?
Oh, me?
He's only been on one, and I
Yeah, I've
took him
only been
to
on one. That was the Haunted
Hill
Hill House.
House.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
took
oh,
him.
good Lord.
Well, like I said, that was my first, official investigation. I actually,
Only.
yeah, I've been on a couple of other like smaller ones, like out this place called Patterson Road here off of I-10, and then I went to this other place. It was a Civil War cemetery. So we were walking through the woods. We're trying to find this place. We couldn't find it. We passed this clearing up. We get into the woods again, and we come across like a homeless camp. They had tarps everywhere and like little rooms kind of uh, roped off or tarped off. If that's probably a better word to say it. And so we were like, you know what, let's get out of here because if these guys come back, they're not going to be happy that we're here. I'm not trying to get in a fight in the middle of the woods with a bunch of homeless people.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, no.
so I said, well, let's just go back and we'll call it a night. So we're walking through that field that we had just came through, and there are the freaking headstones.
Nah,
And then the fog starts rolling in, and that was like the creepiest thing ever. And we're like, holy shit, where were these
that's
headstones at?
awesome. You were in like a mini
Yeah,
horror film and you didn't even know it.
yeah. We just walked through this thing and we didn't even see them. And we on the way back, that's when we started seeing them.
But see, when Joe came to Hill House, I was there from Friday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He came on Saturday late night, and I was like, at that point, I was like, when things, it wasn't so much the house that was affecting me. It was the girl that had got killed in the hill behind us, and she was talking to me. And it was just, I mean, it was nonstop. So by the time Joe got there, all the full experiments, I was like, hey, have fun. I was like, I was drained, and I was still there for till the next morning. It was so crazy because I don't understand.
I was trying to think of an analogy to explain to a person that doesn't understand it how you are connected in something like.
I can tell.
Like when you drive back and you go to your house every day and you sit your keys down and you sit in your favorite recliner and you feel like you have arrived at your most comfortable, your home, like even if, animals get lost, they can sometimes find their way back home. Somehow they have an energetic pull back to that place and no one can explain how animals sometimes can find their way. Like we had some dogs that found their way back home from on the other side of our city or our town. We took them and gave them to a new home and they broke out of that home and came all the way across town to our home. Those dogs, I guess, would kind of like, they were, they figured their way back. Maybe they used their sniffer, and we don't really use our sniffer, but That would be like the best way I could explain like how you can be drawn to somewhere. It's just like it's familiar to you and you don't know why.
Right.
Mine is the spirits, the spiritual connection, because being an intuitive empath, like I feel energy. I'm connected to energy. And so when I connect to these certain spirits there, it's like they become family kind of in a way, or especially when I unravel what happened to them. And as you know, when you are in a venue, you don't cross spirits over. It sucks, but you don't, because you're there for a reason. You see what I'm saying? It's not respectful to do that. And so you want to be kind to them and listen to them. And that's the thing with Dumas and Old Park. It's just like you want to hear their story, give them respect. So there's not just there being. Does that make sense? So like you kind of build a bond and a bond with the spirits, and that's how I feel about it. That's why I love those locations, is because that gives them some sense of ease a lot when they're being heard. Because a lot of times when I have things come at me, they just want to be heard. That's it.
Yeah,
and you give them that validation and that understanding that you do care, and that helps them a lot.
So let me ask you guys this: do spirits not know that they can't cross over, or are they aware that they can, but they need help?
Every situation is different, just like a fingerprint. Every haunting, every entity, every spirit, every situation is so different. That's why you can't pinpoint unless you go in and look at a situation, do the research, and be educated. Pull people in for knowledge if you don't know, because every situation is different. There's nothing the same. Just like we live on this earth, it's totally different. Everybody's lives are different. We lead different lives. It's the same thing with spirits, is the way I see it. Do you agree, Rosie?
And I want to say, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not have too much pride to ask for help. Do not feel stupid for asking for help, because there's no such thing as an expert. I don't care what anybody says. There's no such thing as an expert that knows everything. So don't be afraid to ask for help, because the worst thing that can happen to you is probably something really bad can happen to you if you don't ask. If you do ask different people, you're going to get help. Someone's going to help you.
And I say never get too comfortable with the thought that you are protected.
That is a that's really, really good.
Never get too
arrogant with it, thinking I can just walk in anywhere, because there are people that I don't talk to anymore because that's their attitude. Some of those people I was talking about that I've cut out of my life, a lot of them are those people like, oh, I'm Zach Bagans and I can walk in anywhere and I'm not going to ever get touched because, I am whatever, all that in a bag of chips or whatever you want to call it. And I don't resonate.
And to attach to that as well, to add on to it, sometimes some of the kindest people think, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I think I'm safe. I'm good. I just got an attachment a few months ago. Remember, I just met y'all. I was like,
yeah.
Remember that video I put out in Dumas?
That would be me. I'm like, I'm so sweet and good. Nothing's going to
bother me. I got
nothing's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
Or but maybe it did.
Can and will, and that gave me a whole new perspective and respect, and it made me want to drive deeper and deeper and deeper into knowledge. I've reached out to certain groups, certain religions and everything, because I was like, I don't. That the problem is that a lot of people are being educated on what people think is truth, because they heard it from someone else, and I want to be factual. I want to be a pure heart. I want to be a good intent on anything that I acknowledge and cross. So the thing comes with education. And so that's where I'm at right now, is I want to dive in.
Too. Sometimes you have to have that stupid attachment to learn what to do about it.
Exactly. And, I want to know. I don't want to misguide people from what I've heard, from what I've heard. So I want to be pure with what I do and be honest and be this real on the table, because no smoking screens, maybe we could get not a sitcom, because a lot of times they're sitcoms, but you know what I mean? It's just like, this is generally, my heart is to help spirits. Yes, to help people, but the way I honestly feel, I'm more drawn to help spirits, because a lot of them, they didn't ask for that. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know what it's, like I said, it's different every time, but that's where I want to get more educated and push towards that. So
I don't even have like a reason, only one reason. It's just like, I just want to go there And when I get there, I feel like I'll know why I'm there.
Right.
Because I feel like when we first started, because I can think of our first investigation we ever did, the first thing I did was connect with a little boy spirit and like a shadow thing that was supposedly keeping him stuck there and scaring him and making him stay at this tuberculosis sanitarium. And now it's
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, it was sad. Even he held my hand. He said his name was Joshua. He even said my name on the obelisk. And after I left, he kept calling for me on the obelisk to Jason and all the guys that I worked with. I was like, oh my God. They didn't tell me until a couple days later. And I was like, I'm so sad.
Yeah, I should have stayed. Yep.
Yeah, but I couldn't. I had to go to work in the next morning. But now I don't really know how to describe it. Like I would probably, like say like, now I feel like when I go somewhere that my fingers, metaphorically, not physically, that my fingers are going deep, 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 deep into something like the ground, and I'm connecting with something that's even past the spirits. Like if the spirits are there, that some of them might connect with me, but I might just walk past them and like find something and plug into it and download. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Without sounding creepy.
No, it sounds awesome. That's awesome.
And I like that you guys talked about not being afraid to ask for help and to ask,
Mm-hmm.
and to ask. And, that's something that I do with the Bigfoot thing. I don't just look at stuff or see something and say, okay, well, this is what it is. I'll ask other people, hey, what do you think about this? This is what happened to me. Or I'll show them pictures and I'll get different opinions, and I can ask 100 different people. I'll get 100 different responses. And then that's where I myself, start to kind of figure stuff out, try to learn and, put pieces of the puzzle together, I guess,
Yeah.
And oftentimes there's still 100 pieces of the puzzle laying around, but at least I'll ask, and I'll take everyone's advice, to heart. I don't just throw anybody under the bus or, throw their advice out the window. I'll keep it and I'll listen to it. Yeah, just Shannon. But
I think that's a good, like 100 different answers. Hey, it's better than one or two. 100 different answers can give you the answer to something that's going to come at you later on down the road that you didn't know what to do about or what it was,
Right.
So none of us are experts. We all have our own ideas or visions, and you can compare those sometimes without being competitive. You might look at something differently, or you might help someone look at like, oh, maybe that's not it, or maybe this is it. Just open people's eyes a little bit. We are researchers.
Yeah.
We are not experts. We are researchers.
And experiencers. I call mine. I'm like,
I like that because I love the experience. That's why I do this. This is literally why I do this, is for the experiences.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's what I like to do. And it's not even because of what the building is like or what someone has told me or what the ghost tour tells me or what the equipment tells me or what the shows that have been there that are all over TV tell me. It's like the most important part to me is I used to say helping people, but really, and I hope this doesn't sound selfish, but it has a lot of factors in it, like the spirits and the grounds or whatever, and the people with me, like the experience, like my personal experience, what I have there that I feel like I want to keep as a treasure for the rest of my life. That experience is the most important part to me.
I feel that so deeply. I do, because if it didn't mean so much to us, we wouldn't keep juggling life and making sure that we stay true to doing it. It's part of who we are now. I see that with you. It's just like, it's not going anywhere. This is who we are now. And it is it's literally when you have experiences or when you get scared, or it's like you're connecting with spirit. And
if
to me, that's
you're mad or you're sad or whatever, that's your experience.
But I totally agree. And the other part of that is dealing with also people in the field. When we get to travel, we have a camaraderie. We help each other out. We guide each other. We listen to each other. And then we're with like-minded people that actually give a damn about those spirits and those entities and those lost souls. Mm-hmm. We give a damn. And so that's a connection. So that's another part of the experience. You like people that are like-minded, that you're not dealing with it on your own like I used to. Like I'm around people that, this is what we do. So
I do wonder a lot, like what it was back in the day, like before anyone at all, before Hans Holzer, before Ed and Lorraine Warren, before all that stuff. what did they think back then? They just probably said, witches, it's a witch, she's a witch. Like, what did they think when weird stuff like this happened? I mean,
exactly.
Y'all crazy.
I would have thought I was crazy. I've thought I was crazy many times. I even actually went to a place to say, hey, can you evaluate me and see if I'm crazy? Because I think I see my dead best friend in my back bedroom. I was like, am I crazy? Will you tell me?
I used to be on a lot of medication, and because I felt too much. I felt way too much. And the problem was I got a doctor put me on Wellbutrin, and then put me on Effexor, high doses of each. And my OBGYN was like, who the F put you on these? Is like, I don't know. Because I was just feeling so much, especially when I was in my early 20s. You know, I was like really starting to peak, and I didn't know because I had no influential influence of what was going on.
Yeah.
And then when my OB/GYN says, no, we're cutting you off. And I mean, I went through like withdrawals from the Effexor. I had like jolts of lightning going through my head. Man, and I will never let anyone put me on anything. Not saying anyone that I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. I don't need it, but some people do. And I'm not taking away from mental illness at all. Yeah. But I was being excused as mental illness for feeling too much. And that was a big part of, like, I wasn't allowed to, this is personal. I wasn't allowed to be hurt because my oldest daughter's father cheated on me when I was pregnant, and that was supposed to be my life. I was very sorrowful. Well, you need to get it together, you know. But I couldn't let go of that sorrow because I felt the emotion so much because I foreseen what was coming.
Every time I wasn't allowed to. I think it's that specific relationship. Every time we talk about it, and I learn more about it, it sounds more and more like Piper's dad.
Yeah, wasn't allowed to. And when you're not allowed, when you're like such a strong empath, and you're not allowed to express those emotions, they get buried. And then you start hurting and you start breaking down. So like now I'm happy.
You know what, Joe? You're even allowed to cry. And if you cry, I don't give a crap. You cry. Cry all you want to.
Go, Joe.
I've cried.
Watching this. No, really. Like, I know some men
for real.
They're not supposed to cry. And I'm like, you are beautiful when you cry. Who cares if you're a man? Cry.
That's how I express emotion, is through tears. That's a big way I express emotion. Yeah. Happy, sad. Steven, I love you. Happy, sad, angry, mad. Sometimes when it's too high, it comes out my tear. It comes out of my eyes.
Excited? Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out my eyes.
When I get mad and I don't know how to express it because I don't want to look crazy and not cry. Because I'd just be that mad. I'd be like, I am so mad. I'm going to cry.
Girl, I'll cry at a Walmart Thanksgiving commercial. They got a turkey. Oh, my God. It's crazy. It's like, it's ridiculous. But, yeah. So, Joe, how are you on, because you're a guy, and you're a pretty cool, like, chill guy. He's very reserved. No, for real, though. Like, he's really reserved. He does amazing research. He's well-respected. But, I mean, do you feel like you have any level of vulnerability, or are you just pretty, like, and there's nothing wrong with either way, because, like, a lot of men are like, I'm solid.
I don't know about vulnerability, but I think I'm a lot more sensitive and a lot more sentimental than what people think. And a lot of that is more geared towards my personal life, you know, especially when it comes to my family, you know.
Yes, and you were very family oriented, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You wait until you have a kid and they break something on their body, and you are going to have feelings.
Well, you know, when it comes to my dad, I don't talk about my dad because I'll bust out crying. You know?
Yeah,
and that's what I meant by the question. Yeah, it was just that.
You know,
crying is part of healing, though. Really, if you suppress it, you don't. Sometimes
that's the way I deal with it. That's the way I deal with it. You know, I don't. That's just the way I deal with it. You know, and
everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know, yes, recently.
Yeah, recently, I lost my daughter-in-law, so that's a tough one for me to handle. You know, it's not. Well, yeah. It's tough on me because, of course, I love her, but it's also tough watching my son and my grandson. You know, that's the toughest part. You know, and if I talk too much about that, I'll bust out crying too. So I kind of and that's just the way I deal with it.
My reason for asking that wasn't to try to get too invasive. It was just to kind of show everyone. You
want to see me cry on the
No. It's just kind of
show. This is a crying episode.
Just give an example how we all process emotions differently.
Yeah.
We're all human, and sometimes if
I'll tell you what, and
we
I'm not
haven't let
afraid
it
to say it,
process, we go cold, you
but I
know.
did cry today. As a matter of fact, I did today.
Aw.
But well, I don't want to say cry, but my eyes got watery. I had a couple of tears because I was going down the freeway, and one of Valerie's songs came on. So,
Oh,
Music does that. Yeah. It's all right.
Joe, thank you for sharing. My point was to show that we are human. We all, no matter how strong or weak we are, or whatever we portray, we all have feelings, and we need to all be kinder to each other. Because, thank you, Joe, for sharing.
I'm giving you a ghost hug.
Shannon, I don't want you hugging me, Shannon.
I have snot on my shirt from my kid, so I'm apologizing. I hope it don't get on you. I had to hold him because he didn't want to let them swab his throat and his nostrils, and he got snot all over my shirt. You're like, it was my war cry.
So Lupe's the bully on the mud ground.
How funny.
That's so funny.
There's a difference in a battle cry and a hurt cry.
But I had a reason for that little social experiment. You know what I mean? To show that no matter how strong we are, we all are human. To be kind to each other because we all have something going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to be nice to people. I really do, because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm plugging this phone in. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Anything else you need to ask me to get me the ball up over here?
No, I just want to throw a shout out to Joe because Joe's become like a brother to me. We don't talk every day, but we synchronize, and he has me on running my mouth all the time. He does pick on me. But I appreciate
that's our process.
Your investment into me. You. Yeah, I see the birds under the table going. No, but really, I appreciate your investment in me. I do. It's appreciated, and it's just an easy friendship. It's just no maintenance at all. We're like, well, whatever. So, all right.
Well, we're coming up on the end of the show here. I know it's a short show.
I was telling everybody, they're like, where's the link? And I'm like, give me just a minute. Give me, guys. I'll be right there.
Yeah, I gotta. Yes, he is. Aww. He is. I'm telling you.
That's a good compliment from people. Yeah. One of a kind and a good friend.
From Mr. Lupe.
Mr. Lupe, no.
It really is. When you get older like we are, it's not as easy to meet. I don't know if about y'all, it's not as easy to meet an actual good, genuine friend when you're in your 40 I'm 40 years old. So
I keep my bubble with like-minded people now for the most part. I still have my friends I've had 20, 30, 40 years, but I keep my bubble like-minded now because we all know what it's like to hurt and feel energy. So,
and also not all of those people believe in paranormal stuff either that you knew from high school. They might have thought, I was the weird girl at school, and I'm still, some of them are okay with me, and they're like, I knew you were like that. And some of them are like,
girl, own that shit, because it's your truth now. It's your truth. You need to own it. I'm telling you, personal message, own it. Mm-hmm. Because you are lit up with love and light and gifted. That is your reality.
What's funny about it, though, is what they made fun of me for in high school is the most popular stuff now. And I'm like, space. Y'all thought that was not acceptable, and nobody liked that stuff because I came from a really tiny town, and very uncultured, very, very uncultured. Yeah. Now guess what's all over the place? Weird stuff and weird people. Ha! We own the world.
We're roping you in, Joe. All right. Girl, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you for jumping on. Our guest was wonderful, but he did have trouble getting on. And that happens when you're live. It absolutely happens. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot, Rosy. I appreciate it.
I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah. I look forward to meeting you. Look forward to seeing Shannon again, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. We're going to all have an exciting experience.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah. Cool. It's going to be good people coming together, having a great time, experiencing overload of awesomeness. I'm talking about with people, but also the building and the energy. You don't know what's coming. We're lucky that we've gotten the chance to come into such a part of history that's usually unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be respectful, but we are given a gift to be able to do it. So
yes, we are.
We're gonna do
that
it.
way too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a blessing to be able to be there.
and we'll respectively respect what we experience. So with that note,
She's
All
like,
right.
I've had a long day. Now I'm hyper. It's like, I'm ready for a Zoom meeting after this.
Yeah, you're ready for
I know. Yeah, it's been a long day.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you,
too, Rosy. I
Joe.
appreciate it. Thank you too, Shannon.
This is our last Sunday show. Everything now will be on Thursday. So.
And Thursday we've got Jeff Stewart, Crypto Hulk. So y'all tune in for that.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.